Hello everyone, story time again. Today we're going to be reading Freddie and the Fairy by Julia Donaldson and Karen George. Julia Donaldson is the same person that made a very famous book called The Gruffalo. Anyone heard of The Gruffalo before? Yeah? Do you like The Gruffalo? Put it in the comments below if you'd like me to read The Gruffalo. It's quite a famous book, that one. Freddie and the Fairy. Freddie found a fairy tangled in a tree. "Help! I'm stuck!" the fairy cried. So Freddie set her free. It's nice, isn't it? Look, she's tangled in the tree. "Thank you," said the fairy. "My name is Bessie Bell. I'll grant you all your wishes, though I can't hear very well." Freddie thought and then mumbled, "I wish I had a pet." "Why, so you shall," said Bessie Bell, and conjured up a net. "I don't want fish," said Freddie. "I'd rather have a dog." "Hey presto," said the fairy, and conjured up a frog. "Let's try again," said Freddie. "I wish I had a cat." "That's easy," said the fairy, and conjured up a bat. "I don't like bats," said Freddie. "What about a mouse?" "Lift up that stone," the fairy said, and Freddie found, lift up that stone, and Freddie found a louse. "That isn't right," said Freddie. "Let's think. Perhaps a parrot?" "I'll do my best," said Bessie Bell, and conjured up a carrot. Freddie stamped his foot and said, "This carrot has no beak." "Forgive me," said the fairy, and a tear rolled down her cheek. It's not very nice, is it? Look, she's all upset now. She's crying. Freddie's getting upset. He was angry and shouted at the fairy. Is that nice? It's not very nice, is it? Oh. Just then, from out of nowhere, appeared the fairy queen. She dried the fairy's eyes and asked, "Whatever does this mean?" "It's Bessie Bell," said Freddie. "She gets things wrong," he grumbled. "I'm sorry," said the fairy, "but that's because you mumbled." "Now, Freddie," said the fairy queen. She sounded kind but stern. "Before you wish again, there are 3 rules for you to learn. Rule 1. You mustn't mumble." What mumble means? It's not speaking clearly. Rule 2. Don't turn away. What's that he's doing here? Look, you can see the back of his head. See that? The fairy needs to see your lips to read the words you say. Rule 3. Don't cover up your mouth. She can't see through your hand. Obey these 3 golden rules, and then I'm sure she'll understand. So Freddie learnt the 3 gold rules, and now he speaks quite clearly. What is he thinking of? What's he thinking of? Can you see that? What's he thinking of? The caterpillar. And everything he wishes for comes true. Caterpillar. or very nearly caterpillar gorilla. You see, she got it a little bit wrong. What do gorillas like? Gorillas like to eat bananas. I love bananas. Do you like bananas? My favorite bananas are. That's the end of the story. Did you like that book? I thought it was a very nice book. So Freddie, what did we learn about Freddie? So Freddie was very kind. He helped out the fairy who was stuck in the tree. And that was a very kind thing for him to do. And the fairy was kind in return, and she decided to grant him wishes. But Freddie wasn't very clear with what he wanted. He was mumbling, and she did tell him from the very beginning, didn't she, that she can't speak very clearly. Now, if you remember my last video, I'll put a link somewhere around here. The last book, one of the morals from the story was, we all have different strengths and different weaknesses. Some of us are good at some things and some of us are good at other things. Now clearly the fairy was good at granting wishes, but she wasn't very good at listening. Listening was something that she found a little bit difficult. So she did say to Freddie that you need to speak clearly. And he didn't do that. And because of that, a lot of his wishes weren't granted. But instead of being nice about it and saying, it's not quite what I wanted, how can I do something differently to make sure I get what I want? He got all angry and he got upset, and that made the fairy upset. So we don't always get what we want in life, but that's not a reason to get upset. Sometimes you get exactly what you need, even though you may not think it at the time. So let's try and control our tempers, not get angry at our mums and dads and friends, and try and think about other people's feelings as well. That's the moral of the story for today. I hope you enjoyed the story. Remember what I said last time. Books are, remember, knowledge. Repeat that word, knowledge. Books are knowledge. And knowledge is power. Books are knowledge, and knowledge is power. Always remember that. Until next time, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like if you liked this. Any comments, please feel free to share if there's a book that you'd like me to read. Sleep well. Until next time, good night.